Bam, D-Rose 5 box, baby. So we got D-Rose 5 box right here. And you know, the thing I didn't talk about in the prior review, guys, is that the D-Rose 5 box, some of the boxes have the colorway of the shoe actually shown on the box label itself, which I think was a really nice touch, and especially when it comes to like just trying to look at the shoes on the shelf and whatever and trying to figure out what colorway is what without knowing color codes. It was an easy way to identify. But you know, looking at this shoe, the Rose 5 and this black and red colorway is actually pretty sick. The thing I remember about this colorway the most is that the Rose 5s had what I think this was part of like the March Madness pack, at least, where they did a couple different colorways that were basically meant to be for like the March Madness games itself, but it wasn't specifically tied to any certain team. And these, you know, released later in the year, and they were just kind of different, because even when I talked about in the prior review about how the Rose 5s had the different, you know, versions of how the upper was done, where you have one where the tongue, you know, was like this, and the other one like in the 7 on the, you know, L train pair. This shoe also does something a little bit different that isn't the same as the rest of them, and it's a switch up on the materials in the upper again. So on this pair, you no longer have a sprint web upper, and now you have this woven upper that is this different type of material that is really this tighted, like knitted upper with like this synthetic leather toe box, okay? And that leather toe box that you have here kind of runs around with this material to get that reflective hue to it, and it's also shown in the design language here on the tongue as well too. On the back of the tongue itself, you do have the D-Rose logo with inside this little like kind of like, I don't want to call it like a mural, but it's this different like little like shield piece. And this is different on a lot of the different Rose 5s. You know, I didn't mention it in the review, but you guys did to get to see it on the pair that he wore during the playoffs, that there is, you know, a different kind of emblem they have behind each of those. And they did some different shirts and different design pieces with that, but it wasn't anything too special across the board, but it was just kind of different. This was the shoe that I played in the most, and you can probably tell due to the way that, you know, the material here is kind of torn up on the inside of the collar. And even if I go and look at this other pair too, it's quite similar, where it's actually worse on one side where I've actually tore through to there. That's where the Velcro was just ripping at it from my speed wraps. So that's not like an ideal thing, but again, it's not much I can really do about it. You know, my toe box has, you know, scuffs on it. You know, there's scuffs on the paint in different places. So these are a very well-loved shoe, but I definitely think got my miles out of them. You know, something I will point out to you guys, you can see on here different places where there are, you know, tears when it comes to like the midsole and the sole separation. This is similar to what I had on the 5s of that other colorway I reviewed for you guys, compared to what, you know, this one is now. But when I had it on that pair of 5s back in high school, it was pulling apart much more on that, so I really had to switch them out, so I would have something to be able to hoop in that I liked at the time that wasn't going back to a non-boost shoe, because I got spoiled by boost at the time. So again, let's just talk about some of the tech of this shoe. You have a full-length boost midsole, or a mostly full-length boost midsole. You have this ankle collar here that gives you some support and lockdown. This heel cup back here with the D-Rose logo on it, and also, you know, the dates and Roman numerals for the 2014-2015 season. You have a boost call out here. You have the different phrases on the shoe that, you know, relate back to Derek directly, where that's, you know, rad for Reggie Allen Dwayne, monumental, no freshman, the 1.7%, which is, you know, representing the chance for the Bulls to be able to draft him, and the phrase, you know, not supposed to be here, which is, you know, a quote from Derek during the Rose 3 press conference. And of course you have not, or everybody eats as well too, which is also shown on the outsole of the shoe as well. You have the Priest logo there too. That's something that's a, you know, a try and true thing on the Rose 5s. And on this colorway, you still have Brenda on the right shoe. On the left shoe, you still have it where it says PJ. So both of those things are still called out and shown on the shoe, regardless of what colorway it is. And that is something I do think is really dope. Again, the Rose 5s, I really did enjoy hooping in them. This traction outsole was really good. I didn't have any complaints in it. Even playing it outdoors in these, they really kind of seem to held up pretty well. But I have beat some pairs, you know, to death with them. As I showed you guys in the other review, this is the pair that I've hooped in outdoors the most. So you can see where the nubs have kind of, you know, worn off. All the scratches and stuff on there, parts of the midsole are chipping away. The boost has seen better days. The, you know, upper itself on here is kind of worn in different spots. But hey, it's well loved, man. Wear your kicks. And, you know, for an outdoor shoe at the time, it worked and did, you know, what it needed to do, and it served me well, so I appreciate it. But yeah, look at these Rose 5, man. This is a trip down memory lane, man. Just going back and look at some of these. I can't believe I never reviewed this colorway for you guys. Like, it kind of just blew my mind. But I remember those back during a time where, like, I got the shoes, started playing, and I just wasn't really making the time to do any YouTube videos like I kind of wanted to, slash maybe should have, because I was used to getting working and working at finish line and finishing up high school, then going off to college and all this other stuff. So it was a different time in life for me. But I do really remember playing these and do really remember the memories of them. I do enjoy the Rose 5s. I think out of some of the different shoes, it was one of the better performers that year. I know for certain I liked it more than the Crazy Light Boost. Those shoes where I was not a fan of, but they were decent-ish in terms of the design of them. I did like the way they looked, but the actual comfort of them and the traction on them, nothing to write home about. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of this colorway down in the comments down below. Let me know if there's any thoughts you have about the Rose 5 in general. Do you like it more when they did the upper like this versus when they did it the other way? Just let me know your thoughts. Until then, peace. I'll see you then. Bye.